come and have a drink, get your courage. I think, no, because you...
Final. Well, Sheffield Eagles are playing the mind games. They have kept Featherstone Rovers waiting in the tunnel. Now they're on their way out. It's grand finals day in the championship. Who will go home tonight with the spoils? Who will go home as champions? No guessing for who they hope and who they believe. It's Featherstone against the Sheffield Eagles, and waiting for us upstairs, Barry and Terry, and alongside them, it's Phil Arthur.
Thanks, Eddie. Sheffield Eagles looking to do what no other side has done in the history of these playoffs in the Championship and National League One, and that's come from outside the top two to take the title. And as has been mentioned, Featherstone Rovers hoping to make up for last year's disappointment. Matt Thomason, who has had an outstanding season in the Championship, and that was recognised in the Championship Awards night, is the referee in charge here today. And it'll be the Sheffield Eagles who'll get us underway. Massive support here for Featherstone Rovers, and something like 25 coach loads of fans have made the journey from West Yorkshire, countless minibus loads, and the flat cap sales have rocketed in that part of the country. But it's the Eagles now who are standing in the way of Featherstone Rovers, and they hope this season the ultimate glory. They finished top of the table. They have been the best team in the Championship for the past 2 seasons, but all they've got to show for it is the League Leaders' Shield. They want the grand final prize. Here is Tony Tonks, destined for big things. It was mentioned in pre-match that he could be worth a Super League chance. Well, he is going to be worth a Super League chance. He will be announced as a Huddersfield Giants player. Tonks, so his season has paid off. A big effort from him. Will announce the next few days. It's one of the danger man Sheffield now. Well, Lutonga back.
Well, the Featherstone people hoping that this side can go one step further than did last year, and I'm sure all the negative thoughts that they had in their mind have turned them into positives, and this year they have been the form side. But they're up against the Sheffield side, who don't know when they're beaten, and if there's a team that can upset one of the big sides in this league, it is definitely the Sheffield Eagles.
Here is the Eagles skipper, Jack Howison. There's some heavy hitters out there, Howison among them, the 30-year-old former Hemel Stags player. Now here's Simon Brown, and you can bet that Darryl Powell's instructions to his players will be not to allow Brown the sort of room he got to kick Lee Centurions to defeat last week in the playoff in the grand final qualifier, because Brown's kicking game was instrumental in that victory for the Eagles. Here is Double T now, Tony Tonks. And Featherstone Rovers with Tom Saxton, who will celebrate his 28th birthday tomorrow, hoping to celebrate it as a grand final winner.
Well, Tommy Saxton 12 months ago had an awesome game, and kick returns, if Simon Brown does play a major part, kick returns from Tom Saxton, Ben Cockayne and Ian Hardman, expect them to come to the fore. But both sets of forwards, both packs will want to be dominant, will want to get the wood over their opposition, so it's going to be big in the middle.
Liam Finn with a kick downfield, but it sits up nicely for Q, as they call him in the Eagles camp. It's a lot shorter than Quentin Lalu Guy. Plays the ball. Here goes Tim Bergin, the Irish international. He has played in big games as a Gaelic footballer, as Bergin, an intermediate championship with Leinster and a senior county championship with Ballyrowan. This is something different, though. Played in front of 10,000 in those big Gaelic football games. Now here's Mitch Stringer. Gets the ball away, and the Eagles with Sostak now. Sostak to Dane McDonald. McDonald, couldn't get the pass back in field to Sostak. Good intervention from Ben Kay.
Well, if Featherstone need reminding about how dangerous Mitchell Stringer can be when he has the ball, there it is. Dane McDonald never has complete control of that, and Alex Sostak has a 20-metre run to the line to score the opening try. But the offloads from Mitchell Stringer, he's a compulsive offloader. He's got a bit before the line, but in collision, he'll always want to get it out.
Kane it was who played the ball. He's been a real hit for the Rovers since he joined them from the other Rovers, Hull Kingston Rovers. Darryl Powell's signing when Cockayne parted company with Hull KR after his off-the-field problems, but it's squeaky clean at Rovers. Saxton able to stand and get that pass away, and now it's with Gratian across the halfway, lanky second rower for Featherstone.
Well, that's what Tommy Saxton can do. He can invite three players in, and a bit like Mitchell Stringer, get that offload away.
Kane through a gap, Kane McDonald with the tackle. Kane is able to go on. First try of the game will go to Tim Spears, and Rovers under the posts with their second rower. And Tim Spears, who does a lot of the spade work, doesn't get much of the glamour, but he gets his 12th try of this campaign, finishing off a try that was started with the run from his standoff, Andy Kane. And Featherstone Rovers, the favourites here this afternoon, go into the lead with a kick to come.
Well, when Andy Kane goes down the blind side, just watch him here. He gets the ball and he just tucks it under his wing and he fends off players, and people, the Sheffield players, expecting him to go to ground. Tim Spears backing up the middle of the park, but just the creative work from Finn, who stands a couple of players up. Lalu Tonga guy gets sucked in, but the determination from Kane, he's looking for support there. He puts the ball into two hands, and when the time is right, he offloads it to Tim Spears, who goes in for the opening try.
And Liam Finn, who has had another prolific season with the boot, adds 2 more points. And Featherstone Rovers, exactly the start they needed. 6-0 up. Maybe a few nerves after what happened to them here last season, but these will settle those nerves.
Well, this is a quality piece of play, but events that happen in the defensive line mean that there's a gap for Andy Kane. Mitchell Stringer slips. He then doesn't give the confidence through communication to Henderson. And Dave McDonald can't adjust, and that's the reason Andy Kane finds himself in the space. Good finish and good start from the Rovers.
This pitch well, but it has had some hammer in the last few days, of course, because of Leeds and Warrington on it on Friday night, and this is the 3rd game played here this afternoon, so it's a pretty good nick.
What about that for a take from Kane? It was a brilliant kick-off. Look at that. That is what you call a confident player.
Here is Stuart Dickens now. Ever present there is Andy Kane. Now Saxton. A tackle from Joe Hurst, who was up high. And Peter Green down low to bring Saxton down. Finn. Kane. Kane skips through another gap, and this is looking ominous, very ominous. But here is Finn. Finn won't need the support. Back-to-back tries for the Featherstone Rovers in double quick time. Darryl Powell sends out more instructions, but Featherstone Rovers are off to a flying start. And Liam Finn, who has failed to score in only 1 game all season, has given Mark Aston and Mick Cook problems early on here with that try.
Well, the Sheffield team now know they must get a hold of Andy Kane. He is the danger man. He's electric pace, he's got speed to burn, and the footwork at the line. Again, he's targeting the big plays. Mitch Stringer, yet again, couldn't prevent him from scoring a try, but you can see what they're doing. It's the wide ball away from the ruck. You get the big men going sideways, and Mitch Stringer can't get there. The gap is too big between him and Sostak. And there's the second try for Liam Finn. There's just too much class in this. You can see Stringer, he just clocks off. He gets inside Sostak, and there's nobody in support. But the man who is in support is that man Liam Finn. Second try, Featherstone.
And Finn, the one game that he didn't get any points in was in the cup tie against St Helens. But he's got a try, and he's got his second goal of the game already. And Featherstone Rovers already on 12-0 up here in the Championship Grand Final. It's looking ominous for the Eagles unless they can tighten up their defence.
Well, this is fantastic footwork. Like a ballerina, he dances through Andy Kane. And look at how many Featherstone shirts are in the frame. Superb work. And 12 points on the board. Just over 8 minutes.
Great footwork from Andy Kane. And here is Ben Cockayne.
Bill, they're just little lapses in concentration. Just because the ball goes away from you, it doesn't mean you've got to stop working. You've got to make sure that you switch on and you don't present the opposition with a gap.
Talking of fancy footwork, a lot of people have been having a look at Eagles TV, the Sheffield Eagles website, which features several of the players performing a spectacular dance routine at their recent awards night. And if they fancy a career alternative, then there might be something available for them on the stage. At the moment, though, it's the footwork of the Featherstone Rovers side that is catching the eye here. And here is Finn, hoists that ball. But Quentin Lalutonga time underneath it.
Solid blue and white wall to meet them. It was a good set with the ball. Breaking tackles, what we call offensive wins, where the defender can't control that play of the ball, are all going in the way of Featherstone Rovers. And that's not a confident take from Q.
Eagles got a real lift before this game. When they got on the bus to come to the ground, the players were completely unaware of this. They got on the bus, and there sitting on it was their former player Brendan Lindsay, who left the club at the end of last season, had gone back to Australia, but he decided on the spur of the moment to come over for this game. He flew in just the other day, and that gave the players a big lift before they got to the ground, but they need another pickup now.
Well, that was a big lift, and that was an even bigger kick, going fully 70 metres, just to slow the pace of the game down for Sheffield. And we've expected it, we've predicted it, and there's the kicking game of Simon Brown.
What they did against Lee was then pin them down and stop them making progress, and they've not been able to do that with Featherstone so far. 10 minutes gone, and Rovers dominating proceedings so far. And Smeaton now, just inside the Eagles half. Dane McDonald with the tackle, and Dane McDonald's gone into this game with a shoulder problem, and Featherstone will have seen him against Lee last week when he was struggling. They'll surely be aware that he could be susceptible. There's Worthington who plays the ball. Finn now, and Finn just happy to kick that one straight downfield, but it's straight to the fullback. And now here's Vinnie Finnegan, scorer of one of the tries in the victory against Lee last week. You look at trying to steady the ship now more than anything.
Sorry, Bill. You look at Featherstone when they defend, and the first contact is always high. Well, there it is. But is it the first penalty of the game? 11 minutes into it, the marker's not square, says Matt Thomason. It's Kay and Spears. You can see Spears just stood on the right-hand side of that play of the ball. Maybe this is the lift that Sheffield need.
Nearly.
You're right, Bill. Nearly
failed to find touch there.
They can't afford to do that, Sheffield Eagles. First chance for them to put some pressure, and Ben Kane couldn't quite get his fingertips to that.
Had it been the other side of the field, Tom Saxton would have stood a chance. A bit more height about him, but Howison now. Eagles looking to strike back. This is the deepest they've ventured so far into Featherstone Rovers territory, I think. Here is Sostak, who did have that opportunity when the ball came his way with a pass from McDonald, but it didn't stick. Here is McDonald now, Missy Talapapa, who is just short. And a burst onto that ball. McDonald will go for it. Has he got that down? I think he has. No. Referee Matt Thomason says, let's go to the video ref, Ian Smith. It's James Child, I think, who's got the call today, and James Child will look and see whether Dane McDonald got that ball down.
Well, this will be a poor try to concede for Darrell Powell. If Dane McDonald grounds this ball,
he's got that down.
That's a try. That is a try. Look at that. There's 3 Featherstone players in attendance. There's Smeaton, there's Spears, there's Hardman, and he still manages to get that down. They'll be very, very disappointed, Featherstone. Normally very good on the try line defensively, but there's no problem with this try from McDonald, and he's got Sheffield back into this game.
Dane McDonald knows it's a try. He just wants Matt Thomason to confirm that decision. James Childers has a good look at it, and the Eagles, I reckon, have hit back. They have, and McDonald, with his 12th try of the season, well, he might be carrying an injury, but he put his body on the line there, powering through that posse of Featherstone Rovers defenders, and that has silenced the flat cappers because the Eagles have responded well with that try.
Well, we'll have a look at the reason that Sheffield were able to take advantage, and it's just a small thing. Markers need to be directly behind one another in single file, and Ben Kay jumps out, and there's a late retreater here, and it's sometimes the subtleties that give you the advantage. Stu Dickens is on the floor, he can't take his place in the line, and that's where Dane MacDonald goes. Wonderful recognition.
Brown then looking for 2 more points. Oh, he's hooked that one. Disappointing from Simon Brown, who can blow hot and cold with his kicking. He has been on form as far as goal kicking. 21 from 24 attempts Simon Brown has landed in these playoffs, but he's missed with that one.
Well, even though Stuart Dickens doesn't get set here, there's 3 other Featherstone players that were in the vicinity that could have prevented this try. That was just a good, powerful attempt from Dane MacDonald. Give me field position, I'll score a try.
Dane MacDonald's try. Brown will feel he should have landed that one. Dane MacDonald was one of those dancers at the Sheffield Eagles Awards night. Delirious was the number they were dancing to. Eagles fans not exactly delirious, but certainly happier.
Tell me Big Mitch Stringer wasn't dancing, please.
He wasn't, you'll be glad to know, but Tim Bergin, Alex Sostat was, Missy and Q were dancing. And it is Eagles TV, it's worth a look. It apparently has caused a bit of a stir in Sheffield. Here's Peter Green.
And in your house by the sounds of it, Bill.
Go. Here is Simon Brown. Brown with the kick. Okay. And Ben Cockayne will field this one.
Well, I don't think Sheffield are going to get anywhere near the same joy as they got against Lee last week. There's a penalty. Jack Howison finds his arm in the wrong place, can't get it out of there, and Ben Cockayne, in his haste to get up, forces the referee. He's a real live wire, Ben Cockayne.
Jack, discipline, Paul. So that penalty takes Featherstone up to the halfway line. They lead 12-4 here in this championship grand final. Hold, go. Ration plays the ball. Here is Stuart Dickens now. 2. Ever present in all the championship games this season, Dickens. 3. Devorty. There is Stuart Dickens. The rain falling here. A real change in conditions at the Hallowell Jones Stadium. Worthington.
Beautiful hands from Johnny Epworth. Catch and pass straight away.
Hepworth again. Sexton, this is better defence from the Eagles. And Sexton feeling the after effects of that tackle as Finn just ghosts a little kick in. It's a good one as well. And Kane was chasing, just a bit too strong for him.
Well, he's come up with a couple of bell ringers, Joe Hurst, in that last set of 6. Here's Vinnie Finnegan trying to get on the outside of Featherstone, but he's hit Tom Saxton. He's threw everything at him. There you go, it's about speed around the ruck area.
Go. 3. Move! Quentin Lalu Tonga guy. It was a clash of heads. Hurst and Saxton. And Saxton came off second best, but here he is now. Actually, stars and marbles back in place.
Well, it was Joe Hurst who was leading the chase, looking for Saxton yet again with some more punishing defence. He's involved in that tackle with Green.
Hold, go.
Just taking his teeth.
3. Move. Hold, wait. Lost that ball.
Greg Worthington playing in the centre. We watched the young man make his debut at Barrow earlier this season. Just simply drops that. And that's 1-0 to Corey Hansen.
Look of stern reflection on the face of Darryl Powell. Long way to go in this one.
Need a loose forward timer. Joe.
Featherstone Rovers and some of their supporters are wearing them here today. They warmed up for this game in special T-shirts, supporting fundraising for the Welsh miners. Featherstone, well, still has, of course, its great mining identity, and they were raising funds, and they are raising funds through their website for the Welsh miners and in aid of the family of the miner killed in the nearby Kellingley incident just last week as well, and you can see details of that on Rovers' website as the Eagles get the penalty, messing around there by Featherstone.
Well, this will be interesting now. Will they go for 2 points, or will they look to keep the pressure on? Missy Talapapa is who gets the pressure. Ben Kay all over him. It's a quick tap. Big Mitch Stringer with a good drive.
Stringer, Eagles Player of the Year. Henderson now. Brother Ian disappointed in the playoffs with the Dragons, but Andy getting to a grand final. Oh, and Hansen's lost that one. He's got it back. The referee says it went backwards. Still going backwards. So's Tim Bergin.
He had 2 chances then, Corey Hansen. Here's the first one. He picks it up. Tries to get an offload away. Sheffield still got possession.
Certainly Featherstone Rovers supporters that end of the ground had a good view of it and thought they were hard done by. Here's Ryan Hepworth now.
Good shot.
That's the 5th tackle right in front of those posts. Henderson. McDonald, good ball from McDonald. For a moment it seemed to have opened up there for Shostak, but Featherstone's defence just got to him in the nick of time. But Mark Aston will be encouraged by this. It's a good response after going 12-0 down early on.
Well, a good passage
of play. The ball back.
Oh, he's judged a knock-on. A good passage of play. Sheffield having a crack at the line, Featherstone standing up to it, and then Sheffield with a good shot. He's nothing to complain about. Ben Kay hold on to the ball.
He's on a very short fuse most of the time, Ben Kay. And I should imagine it's a little bit shorter in a game like this with so much at stake. Grand final prize. But he's been there before. He's done it with Hull Kingston Rovers, a member of their 2006 promotion-winning side. And the Eagles will get the differential penalty here.
Well, there's a penalty now. Stuart Dickens arguing the case with the referee, Matt Thomason. And Sheffield looking again to build a bit of pressure. A couple of back-to-back sets here. Will they come up with a try?
Incident in the scrum. And Hepworth plays the ball. There's Brown now. Brown for Quentin Lalutonga guy. He can't make any progress.
Good spot from Worthington. Came out, made the tackle.
Peter Green now. Steady as a rock in the second row for the Eagles. Takes that ball up. Henderson. Little run-around move. McDonald gets the pass away. Hits the deck. Play on, says the referee. Is it 6 to go? Talapapa, Simon Brown, Hurst now. Hurst with the handoff, but 3 there to make the tackle for Featherstone on their former colleague. Joe Hurst, a former Rovers player, plays the ball. Henderson, Green short pass for Hepworth, and Hepworth is just short. That's the 5th tackle. Henderson. Brown now, kick for the corner perhaps. The Eagles lining up for it. The ball's batted down and offside against the Eagles. And there was in fact a shoulder used as the Eagles went for that ball. And Matt Thomason gives Featherstone Rovers a relieving penalty.
Well, it's Missy Talapapa. He says it interfered with Ben Kay. He didn't jump for the ball, but what build-up and what good play from Sheffield. The ball from the left to the right, they're coming back, they're asking questions, and that will please Mark Aston. They've turned up here with an attitude that they'll defend, but they'll also attack.
It's turning into a really good contest. All that pressure on Featherstone's line. Featherstone still standing resolute. Fascinating contest.
Here's Ross Devorty, Welsh international, in fact in the Welsh squad named by Iestyn Harris ahead of the Four Nations. Finn. Good kick downfield, excellent kick, and Vinnie Finnegan retrieves it virtually on his own try line. Hemmed in by a trio of Featherstone Rovers chasers, but gets the pass away to QLT. Quick play the ball from him. Finnegan off. And that's well worked by the Eagles to get out of the corner they were in there.
Well, you can see straight away in the opening 21 minutes of this game, it's all about moving Featherstone's big men around in the middle of the park with the likes of Quentin Lalutonga and Vinnie Finnegan. Oh, poor play.
Right down by the toes of Peter Green, and he says, what was I supposed to do with that?
Well, the execution of that pass from Brown wasn't good enough. at all. Give Peter Green no chance, really. You can see he's leaning, he's dipping into that. But what's the reaction like now? They must defend. Well, there's Mark Aston shaking his head. He'll be disappointed with that. A good 10-minute spell for Sheffield.
Here is Kane. Kane, who was part of that opening salvo from Featherstone. The ball goes backwards, says the referee, and Hardman it is who picks it up.
This is a good, strong tackle and challenge, and Mick Stringer is in the process of that ball being spurted out, but Featherstone get it back.
Here's Devorty now. Ben Kay and Andy Bostock. Mick Stringer in that tackle for the Eagles, and the Eagles having to do more defending now as Finn tries to step his way through. There was Stringer involved in the tackle with Peter Green. Now Hepworth, little step from Johnny Hepworth, then he wrestles himself out of trouble and tries again. That's the fifth. Bang in front of those posts. Which way will Featherstone go? Kay takes him to the left, and Finn, little step from him, puts the grubber kick in. Gratian fumbles it, and the referee says that'll be the turnover.
Was a well-weighted kick from Liam Finn, but John Gratian makes the mistake. But again, they're in a good position here. They like to attack Featherstone through the defence. Tim Bergen trying to bring the ball away. And you can see the contact again, good from Dickens. Kane, they're just holding him up, not letting him get to ground.
Featherstone, of course, having had the breather, getting through to the grand final at the first attempt. The Eagles have had to play 3 tough games to get here, all away, well, 2 of them away from home. So 3 games in a row for the Eagles coming into this. At least they haven't gone Sunday to Sunday. They did have a couple more days. Okay. And now they're chasing the kick. Saxton, Hardman was looking elsewhere at that time.
But you know, Bill, those 3 games that they had, they were very tough. But they were very, very good, and they've got to be confident, and especially from that defeat last week when they defeated Lee Centurions on the home patch. What a lift that has given them going into today's game.
Here's Ben Kay. Now John Gratian, and Gratian just short of the halfway line for this Featherstone Rovers club. Kay, Saxton, man of the match here in the defeat last season against Halifax. Won't want to pick up that award again. Well, he'd be happy to pick up the award, but as a winning member of the side this time, as the kick goes downfield. And it's a good chase, it's a great chase, and Bostock is there first, Devorty not far behind.
That's a very intelligent piece of play. Featherstone going to the edge, taking it right to the defensive line of Sheffield, and Sam Smeaton puts it 15-20 metres down, and his teammates react and respond with a good kick chase. Fantastic.
Finnegan now, Featherstone. Just 3 defeats in 40 league games over the past 2 seasons for this Featherstone Rovers side. Hurst now driving the ball in for the Sheffield Eagles. There's Andy Henderson. Didn't have the happiest of times with the Barrow Raiders, but it's been a great season for him with the Eagles as the kick comes in from Lalutonga guy, and Saxton collects it, then finds Hardman, and Talapapa lined him up and cut him down at the shins. But Saxton, now Cockayne, Smeaton, but Smeaton loses his footing. This pitch is cutting up a little bit now.
Well, he loses his footing because he tries to get out of the way of Missy Talapapa, who launched himself in that tackle. But they need to make sure they don't give a penalty away now in this set of 6.
That's a great offload from Devorty, but the Eagles' defence quickly on the spot to cut down Ben Kay. Now Hepworth onto Worthington. Worthington's made a hash of that.
We're too flat. That pass always going to be behind Worthington.
Simon, you're coming up your goal line too fast, mate. You just need to hold
Ross Devorty doing a fantastic job here. Wonderful offload.
Work out the play about, mate. Just a little bit too long. All right, no worries.
There's Ross Devorty news. We talked about Tony Tonks moving on to join the Giants. Another Featherstone Rovers player moving on, Ian Morrison, who is going to be a Halifax player next season, which is ironic. He's just recovering from a broken jaw, which he sustained at the hands, or some part of the body, of a future teammate at Halifax.
They're all mates after the game. You don't have to not like someone to hurt them. You just have to deem it necessary.
The Eagles in possession, and suspicion that Hurst might have lost that in the tackle, but referee Matt Thomason had a good view of it.
Go.
Yep. You're right.
He did well to get that back and get away with it.
Well, you're right. You look, don't you?
Let the ball go.
Well, the Eagles now. Brown stabs a little grubber kick in. Hardman, whoa, he was dicing with peril there. Hurst came diving through, but Hardman, well, he let it go.
Well, how cool was he here?
Oof. Go on.
He was blowing it over the Joe Hurst, who was putting pressure on him. They've upped the ante. The last 10 minutes, they've been very, very good, Sheffield.
Cockayne felt that he should have had a penalty there.
Ben Cockayne dropped that ball and looked up at the referee as if to say, did he steal it from me? Tony Tonks back on the pitch now, trying to get some penetration, some momentum.
As is Kirk Netherton now, and Netherton's passing. I'll tell you what, Dane McDonald involved in the tackle. He's out of shot at the moment, just like last week at Lee. He came away with that shoulder hanging loose. He's got a problem again.
Well, it's his left shoulder yet again. You spotted it and you picked it up, Bill.
Give him 10.
The kick aimed for Tim Bergen. It will be confusing if Tim Bergen gets the man of the match, because the man of the match award is the Tom Bergen trophy. And Tim Bergen hoping that he is able to cause that confusion.
2.
Quentin Lalu Tongagai now in possession, tackled about 20 metres out.
Sorry, Bill. Sheffield doing the best to stay in this match. After that rip-roaring start, in 8 minutes, 12 points down, to have the strength of character to come back into this game, score again, and still keep pushing Featherstone. They're not going to go down fighting.
Oh, but that's a poor pass, and it's Quentin Lalu Tongagai does well to retrieve it. Now here's Corey Hansen. Mark Aston heading down to the sideline. Still 10 minutes to go before the break, but obviously wants to get his point across down there as the kick comes in, and Hardman fields it virtually on his own try line.
Well, a decent kick into the corner. You can see a very, very good chase. The Featherstone fans appealing for a high shot from Sam Scott.
Pat Smith, I think it was, and Smith went high. He went so high, he almost went over the top. Kane, Bostock, they lost some of the fluency they had early on, Featherstone Rovers. Bostock's lost that ball, knocked on. Featherstone again reckoning that the Eagles had knocked it out.
Well, is it a loose carry here? You can see Finnegan, he spots the gap, he just goes and hits him, and Bostock loses that. Good effort, he timed it to perfection, Finnegan. He spotted the gap, he went for it.
Okay, stay outside, Joe, head in.
So Eagles head and feeds well inside the Featherstone Rovers half, and it's Rovers' turn to defend. Oh, that's a good tackle by Gratian on QLT, and Featherstone have it back.
Could have been a little bit high, Bill. Just right across the chops of QLT. Big John Gratian dislodges the ball. Featherstone get it back.
Netherton picks up and goes. Kirk Netherton.
Well, that's what Kirk Netherton brings. He'll get up and he'll really challenge those tight defenders.
Now then, they haven't been this way for a while, and Cockayne gets clattered by Vinnie Finnegan. Kane lashing out there as he got to his feet to play the ball. A little kick ahead, and the fullback Tongagai is going to have to run this back, and he made that look so easy.
That is too easy for Tongagai. You can see what Andy Kane here, he beats him, and he's looking for the support. Who's coming up? Ben Cockayne he was looking for, who was involved in that earlier play.
Ryan Hepworth now. There is Andy Kane, who was really lively at the start when Featherstone Rovers went off like an express train. Now the kick for Bergin, and Bergin was offside, says the referee. Call from the touch church, I think.
What about that for adventurous play? Deep in your own territory, to put the ball on the end of your toe here. Let's have a look at it. Well,
do you know what? I think
Where's
he's
the touch
okay.
judge?
I think he's okay though. I don't see there been a problem with that.
Well, Featherstone Rovers have the penalty and suddenly have Sheffield Eagles on the rack, because here is Bostock, and Bostock has some strength, but Missy Talapapa gets him down at the first attempt, but Bostock wasn't tackled completely, was able to carry on.
Hold.
10 metres out, Featherstone Rovers inside the last 10 minutes of this first 40.
Hold, go.
And it's Tonks who plays the ball. Netherton will have a go. He's held up on the try line.
4, play the ball.
4 tackles gone, says the referee. And Sheffield Eagles backs to the wall here. Finn looping ball over the top, and they've got the numbers if they could have got the ball out wide, but Worthington brings it back in field. Then the ball is batted down, and it's back to 1, says the referee, and non-stop pressure at the moment. Hepworth goes for it.
2.
Featherstone leading 12-4 here.
2.
Hepworth will play the ball. Here is Finn. Oh, Kane, that pass just made him stretch and he couldn't control it. Bit of anxiety from Darryl Powell's side. Shake of the head as he saw that one go to ground. They've kept possession. Here is Bostock though. Bostock was looking maybe for somebody on his shoulder. There was nobody there. Netherton now. Finn has Tonks. He's got Hardman. That's the 5th tackle. They've lost the ball. This is good defence. Hardman shake of the head, whether that was because he felt there was an Eagles hand in there, just because he knows he should have held on.
Well, Joe Hurst has been outstanding, and that's what Ian Hardman's complaining about. He thinks the ball's stripped from Simon Brown, but Joe Hurst, he's putting himself about, and some of the shots that he's putting in, they're absolutely ferocious.
Joe, head in, stay, out.
So real pressure on the Eagles' defence, but they've withstood it so far.
Come on, Tom. Play up.
Featherstone trying to up the ante. That one's gone backwards, but it's a good job. Corey Hansen
His chest.
getting the pass out. Pat Smith got there in the end, but nobody expected that.
well, Matt Thomason,
2.
the referee, says that this ball hits the chest, and he's right, you know. That's play on.
3.
Looking to get away with that, the Eagles.
Hold, go.
Here is Pat Smith. Now Peter Green. Oof, Matty Dale
shot.
right in his face.
Wait.
Oof.
Onside, John.
Peter Green
Go.
slowly to his feet.
Oh, he's everywhere.
He is all over the shot, Green. He's just stumbled towards that next play of the
Have a
ball.
look at it. He tries to use his footwork
clash
and
of the
nurture
heads.
head clash. Yet again, the second one we've seen in this game.
And he's brave, Peter Green. He's trying his best to get his marbles back together and get back in the defensive line for his side. Just see him here, the physio, just trying to assess it, see whether he's okay.
Surely can't carry on.
No, the physio's just sent the message like that. You've got to change it over.
Green is coming off one side of the field, blood coming from the lip. And on comes Stringer, and Stringer will try and get involved in the tackle. It was needed to be a good tackle from Quentin Lalu Tongagai, because Hepworth had made the break. Kane now, little chip kick over the top. Kane will chase. Vinnie Finnegan is back, and Finnegan, nice step away from trouble.
Well, good play from Vinnie Finnegan. But it was very interesting. As soon as Mitch Stringer came on, he closed the play down on the left-hand side, and that meant then that Liam Finn, he chose to go back in the field, prevented that try.
Penalty goes the Eagles' way.
Need to make a movement.
Dale and Finn just taking too long in the tackle.
Well, they need this, Sheffield. Currently, they need this. They've been defending an awful lot, and they seem to be needing to buy some metres up the middle of the park. They've definitely improved. They look more confident. They're back in this game.
Sostak from a standing start.
He wasn't expecting that one.
That's for sure. Here's Smith and Howison now.
Two.
Howison, that's good defence from Tonks on his opposite number. Dane McDonald now. McDonald, a former Burley Bear. The Burley Bears over here in a few weeks' time playing at Halifax in a testimonial game for James Haley. That'll be a big event. That's another stray pass. This one has gone forward. And the Eagles, well, Mark Aston and was Savataboa and Mick Cook, the Brains Trust, is wondering what is going on.
Well, they've got to concentrate. They've got to make sure that until that ball's dead and it's on the floor and your teammate's going to play it, you've got to make sure that you're focused on what's happening. Don't concentrate and look at that next play. Make sure you play the play that's currently on.
Stay.
October the 21st, that game at Halifax when the Burley Bears are in town.
One. Move. Hold.
So the
Wait.
Eagles, that's
Go.
the second time in close succession they've been guilty of that sort of carelessness, and it's
Two.
not the sort of thing you can afford in a grand final.
Hold. Go.
It's just about switching off, Bill. You can't do that whether you've got the ball or you haven't got the ball.
Three. Move. Yes, Mitch. Hold.
Damp,
Go.
steamy conditions here. The temperature is still in the mid-20s, I think. Netherton. Now then, can Rovers finish this first half as they started? They might do here with Cockayne. Cockayne down the sideline, Finn on the inside, and Finn will go in for a third Featherstone Rovers try under the posts, his second. And Featherstone Rovers, well, they set off like an express train. The Eagles have come back at them, but Featherstone have come up with the goods at the end of this first 40 minutes. And Liam Finn, prolific point scorer again this season, takes his tally to 17 for the campaign.
Well, there's a big difference in the reaction from offloads. Here we see Pat Smith failed to capitalise on that loose pass. Now watch this one. Tommy Saxton, well known for that, and everybody's expecting it and anticipating it. From that point, bang, let's go. Sam Smeaton releases Ben Cockayne, who has perfect timing, getting it back inside to Liam Finn, who, to be fair, has two or three of his teammates at the side of him. And this is about intelligence with the rugby ball. Where are we going? What are we doing? Who's in front of us? How can we capitalise on this opportunity? Terrific, lethal try-scoring power.
The Irish international dots down for the second time and converts again for the fourth time. And at half-time, with it approaching anyway, Featherstone Rovers are leading 18 points to 4. The Eagles had been battering, trying to close the gap. Defensive slip, and again it was on that Eagles left-hand side, and they've paid the price. And Liam Finn, who was the Featherstone Rovers Player of the Year at their recent awards night, shows why he is so highly prized. Such a great support player. Brown then hoists that one, and Kirk Netherton on to Matty Dale. Dale will take the tackle, and the Featherstone Rovers players and their coach Darryl Powell must be pretty satisfied with their first 40 minutes effort. Grand final for the second successive year, and at the break they look on course to make amends for last year's disappointment. They're leading by 18 points to 4.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. Featherstone Rovers starting like a house on fire, 12 up in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. But then Sheffield, well, it was a really gutsy comeback from them. They managed to try, and they put it about a bit as well. It was getting a really physical contest, and then the try right on the stroke of half-time, the second from Liam Finn, has just given Featherstone the advantage as they go in for half-time. 18-4, we'll review the first 40 minutes with John Wells and Terry when we come back.
He's the latest boxing sensation to emerge from Sheffield.
Good shots from Cameron. He can't keep taking these power shots.
And remains undefeated in the welterweight division.
Might not go on for much longer, this one.
Special K, Kell Brook, defends his WBA Intercontinental belt in a world title eliminator against Rafał Jaskiewicz.
Kell Brook trying to find one big shot.
Fight Night Live, Saturday 8:30, Sky Sports HD1.
At British Gas, our cover covers more than you might think. Whether it's a faulty kitchen appliance, a broken boiler, burst pipe, or a blocked drain. You can count on us to come to your rescue. Look after your world with British Gas.
Big TVs.
Big savings.
The Currys and PC World sale.
This 40-inch Samsung TV is so slim.
Because it's an LED.
So great pictures too.
Just $479.
Saving £250.
Or for only £50 more, this 40-inch Samsung is a smart LED TV.
Internet enabled to watch the best of the web, including catch-up TV.
Just $529. And our know-how experts can deliver it.
Mount it securely.
Set it up, give you a demo.
Even explain the remote.
The Currys and PC World sale.
We can help.
Told me a way I can't stay here anymore. Bring me your tray of juice. My tight lips, they're so dry. You will be alone with your bones. So just
with 10 million people visiting every month, Britain moves at Rightmove.
Max and his son were homeward bound when treacherous rain dropped down and down. Safety was threatened throughout the trip. They slipped and slid. Their tyres couldn't grip. Then along came the Michelin man, who reminded them the right tyre changes everything. So with Michelin tyres in place, rainy days weren't so risky anymore. Michelin Energy Saver stops up to 3 meters shorter, tested against its predecessor on 14-inch tyres. Michelin.
I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure.
We know everyone likes a nice surprise, so we had an idea. Every month in our new Savers prize draw, we'll give 3 customers £100,000. Savers prize draw from Halifax, the people who give you extra.
1 to 1. I.
To you.
He.
To she.
Us.
To them.
Phone to me. Finger to screen. First to score. 8 to 1. Eyes to telly.
Paddypower.com. On iPhone, Android and BlackBerry.
Confused.com about rising car insurance.
Did you know that premiums have risen by up to 25%?
Whoa!
But almost everyone could save by using Confused.com.
How much?
55% could save up to £200.
Blimey!
9 out of 10 people would recommend Confused.com to a friend. So, almost everyone could save, and 9 out of 10 people would recommend Confused.com. Compare car insurance, home insurance, life insurance.
Confused.com? Confused.com.
Confused.com. Clickety-click. Job done.
Well, the grand final really does come alive this Saturday. It will be available on Sky 3D. It is Super League 16's big night of the year, 5 o'clock HD1. Saints against Leeds. We'll be previewing it for an hour, then we'll have the game itself. And as I say, it's available for the first time ever in stunning 3D. It is the grand final season right now, isn't it? We have the Championship's big day in focus here, and Featherstone Rovers are ahead by 18 points to 4 at half-time. But Sheffield Eagles supporters, it's not over yet, because last year Featherstone led by 22 points to 4 at one stage, and then they lost the grand final in golden point extra time to Halifax 22-23. And Sheffield, in great run of form, that only defeats in a sequence of 6 wins from the last 9 matches, came home and away against Featherstone and Barrow in August. But they come into this game on the back of a 4-match winning run. However, John Wells, if they are to maintain that record and get back in the match, they have to do it early in the second half.
They do, and they need to avoid another blistering start like Featherstone got in the first half. The halves combining really well early on, and it's Spears' run that sucks in Talapapa. Spears, a real workhorse for this team, and we'll track him because he's the backup and the eventual try scorer for Featherstone. He'll be very, very pleased with his early contribution there. And Featherstone made it a quick-fire double as well through Finn, but it was Andy Kane. Let's slow this down. And again, the ability to change direction on the pass, a double step, takes him past the Sheffield defence. Great balance, great awareness, and a great fend from the half. Finn in support. That took it out to 12-0. Sheffield caught on the hop early on, but they showed they meant business with their first spell on Rovers' line. And it's Dane McDonald here, a barge from dummy half. The key's the body position, but also the spot that Dickens wasn't quite set at marker. I think the next angle will show you just how pleased he is with this effort here. As we see Talapapa play the ball, gets through, ball on the line, and look at the look on his face. He's absolutely ecstatic with that. Sheffield pushing for another 2, sustained pressure on the Rovers line. Great scramble defence then through Spears and Hardman, especially there at fullback, to deny Hepworth before Finn finally broke the arm wrestle that this game had descended into for much of the latter part of this second half. Should have been stopped there. Offload was allowed, and once it gets out into the hands of Smeaton, I'm going to give him special praise here, because as a centre he knows exactly what he needs to do to commit Finnegan, make a decision, puts Cockayne away on the outside, does very well to stay in the field of play, and then Finn on the inside to take it out to 18-4. However, after the start that Featherstone got, Darryl Powell would have been furious that they let Sheffield back off the ropes, and I was going to say that Mark Aston would be the happier coach at half-time. Well, Finn's try on the stroke of half-time has changed that a little bit, but Sheffield would be closer, if not ahead on the scoreboard, had it not been for some exceptional last-ditch defence from Featherstone. Still all to play for, Ed.
Very much so, John. Well done. And despite the fact that you're worn out, tired, you're also now getting soaked to the skin. You're having a shocking day.
It was 30 degrees yesterday. I don't know what's happened.
Sun shines on the righteous. Talk to you at the end of the game. Bring a brolly. Terry, take away the opening 5, take away the last minute. This is a contest.
Well, it's what they do in the middle of the game, though, isn't it? But you've got to make sure you start fast and you finish well, and in the middle, you've got to play well. And Sheffield, Mark Aston will be happy with the way that his side reacted when they just got blew away in the opening 8-10 minutes. But they must make sure that they front up more as well, and make sure that they play every single play, because there was a couple of offloads that they got away there, and you could see that the Sheffield players organising the next play. Until that ball's dead and until your teammates playing the ball, you've got to make sure that you stay focused and you still concentrate.
I tell you what, after the 12-0 start, it got very, very physical, didn't it? And here are the statistics.
Well, you can see Featherstone, there's 7 breaks to 1, and where Sheffield aren't good enough is when they go into contact. They're not wrapping up the ball, and 12 offloads to 0. But where Sheffield have been asked to do a lot of work is bringing the ball away. You can see the runs from dummy half. And if you look at the individual stats from the first half, you'll see that all the tackles that the Sheffield side are making, it's the forwards. Where Sheffield are attacking Featherstone, it's the outside backs in Smeaton and Cockayne. The breaks that they've made, it's 5-1, and obviously no offloads. That shows how strong Featherstone are.
That tackle count there, do you think that might come back to haunt Sheffield late in the game? Because they're obviously having to do a lot of work, aren't they?
Well, they are, but it's what you do when you have the ball, because if you keep turning the ball over and you give penalties away and you don't control it, that's what tires you out. That's what takes the energy away from you. Because if you're asked to tackle Tonks and Dickens, 2 men who are 17, 18 stone, wrestle with them, get them to the ground, and then all of a sudden you jump up, you've got someone else that's running at you. It's very, very hard to repeat tackle, keep the tackling and tackling. When you've got the ball, it's a lot easier because you're doing things in your terms. And Sheffield, Mark Aston, there was a shot on Mark Aston talking with Simon Brown at half-time. I'm sure it'll be kick the ball long and let's defend up the other end of the park. Don't let's come for some fancy players when they did 10 yards from the line. He's kicked it over to his wing, and unfortunately the referee said he was offside. I disagree that he was offside, but it's a point that goes away from him, and again, they've got to defend the line.
OK, 18-4 to the Featherstone Rovers, the team that have, of course, finished top of the table. Sheffield making a bit of history here today because they're the first team from outside the top 3 to get to this grand final. They're 18-4 down at half-time. Can they come back in the second half? Will it be Featherstone's day? We shall see.
Atlantic City was built for good times.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. There is a man, and he's bad.
Things are changing in Atlantic City. And Nucky Thompson.
Bang! I will ruin you. All of you.
This is a race!
This ain't about money. It's about revenge.
Brand new Boardwalk Empire starts Saturday at 9, Sky Atlantic.
Max and his son were homeward bound when treacherous rain dropped down and down. Safety was threatened throughout the trip. They slipped and slid. Their tires couldn't grip. Then along came the Michelin man, who reminded them the right tire changes everything. So with Michelin tires in place, rainy days weren't so risky anymore. Michelin Energy Saver stops up to 3 meters shorter, tested against its predecessor on 14-inch tires. Michelin.
In the hunt for a Nazi killer, every secret has its price.
We had to deal with it. You're insane.
Academy Award winner Helen Mirren, The Debt, in cinemas now. To become the best, you must be driven. Driven to outperform the competition. Driven to surpass your previous efforts. And driven to find new ways to do it. At Santander, we focus that drive on building a better bank for you and all our 25 million customers. That's why we'll give you £100 when you switch your main current account to us using our dedicated switcher service. Our existing mortgage customers get £200 when they switch their main current account to us. And customers with over £10,000 savings and a mortgage with us get £300 when they switch their main current account to us. Visit us in branch or call our UK-based call centres. Santander, driven to do better.
Wickes medium cut handsaw, now only $8.14. One of over 1,000 red pencil prices. It's got our name on it. Wickes.
Wouldn't hurt to think of me once in a while. Oh, great. Chips? Can't wait to digest that lot. Boy, I'm not having a great day myself, you know.
Your gut isn't asking for much.
There you go.
Just a friendly bottle of Yakult every day. That's all it wants.
Ah, I love you, man.
Yakult. Listen to your gut.
Full HD. I am a D5100. I am a Nikon.
Days and counting to the 2011 Super League Grand Final, available this year for the first time ever in stunning 3D, and we'll also be with you at 5 on HD1 as well. Saints will play Leeds at Old Trafford next Saturday night. Here in Warrington this Sunday afternoon, we have got the last 40 minutes of Championship Rugby League for 2011. Featherstone Rovers ahead, 18 points to 4 at half-time. Remember, last year they led 22-4 and still lost in extra time on the golden point to Halifax. Likely to strike twice? Let's find out with Barry, Terry and Bill.
Yes, the final 40 minutes of the championship season, or will there be more extra time drama to come? Extra time has been required 3 times in the previous 7 grand finals, but Featherstone Rovers must be confident as they take this 18-4 lead into the second half, the end of what has been another fantastic championship season. We have seen some great championship rugby league on Sky Sports, not just involving Featherstone Rovers, but Halifax have been outstanding as well, never let you down one way or another. The Darryl Powell side have been head and shoulders. Powell, his Sheffield Eagles links picked up earlier on, he was their first ever signing. Ironically, his chairman, Mark Campbell, was the Eagles' second signing. He was a substitute in their first ever game, Sheffield, against Rochdale, and was man of the match against Fulham in their second game. Now here he is, chairman of this Featherstone Rovers side, who seemingly are on course to lift this title in the championship. As Brown drills the kick upfield, Saxton fields it, and we can hear Rod Studd on the sidelines.
Well, Bill, we just saw Darryl Powell there, and he was very happy with what he saw in the first 10 minutes, obviously, as they raced into that 12-0 lead, but felt that they'd got a little bit loose after that. Wants them to tighten up a little bit in this second half, and he's been talking about the conditions, which are worsening by the minute. It really is hammering down with rain now, and talking about the importance of the kicking game and a kick chase and pinning Sheffield Eagles back. If they do that, he feels they'll go on with it in the second half. Mark Aston felt his side were a bit edgy in the first half, doesn't know if the occasion had got to one or two of his inexperienced players. Back to you, Bill, as Hepworth makes the break.
Hepworth with the break, Hardman in support. The referee came across, and Hardman will get the try. And the Eagles might feel a bit hard done by there, because Hardman ran behind the referee, but the try is awarded. And right at the start of the second half, just as they started the first, Featherstone Rovers have struck. The break by Hepworth, the players were there in support, and the worst possible start to the second 40 minutes for the Eagles, the best that Featherstone could have hoped for, as Ian Hardman gets his 15th try and his 5th in the last 5 games for Rovers.
Well, there's nothing slack or loose about this play. Johnny Hepworth, lovely footwork, and Johnny Hepworth, who's named at 13, playing as an extra pivot. I'm not sure whether Vinnie Finnegan would have got to that tackle had he not had to contend with the referee, Matt Thomason. I'm sure Sheffield might argue the point, but beautiful footwork, and Johnny Hepworth, fantastically timed pass to Ian Hardman, who goes in for the first try of the second half.
And Finn with the conversion. This is probably the trickiest kick he's faced all afternoon. Most of all the other tries have been under or near the post. This one just a little bit to the right as he looks at it, but Finn has drilled that one between the posts, and 24 points to 4. Featherstone Rovers are ahead early in the second half here. The try coming from their experienced full-back, Ian Hardman.
Well, they've started the second half like they started the first, and Johnny Hepworth, he had a little look up, and again he targeted one of the big fellas, and it was Joe Hurst. As soon as he started going sideways, he stepped off his right foot, went ghosting through the gap, and set up Ian Hardman for the try. Sheffield with a short kick-off, and they get it back with McDonald.
Did well there, Dane McDonald, timed his run to perfection. So the Eagles have possession, well inside Featherstone Rovers' half. An opportunity to strike back. There is Dane McDonald playing it standoff. Now then, here's Sam Scott, this 21-year-old who got his first ever try for the Eagles in the win at Lee Centurions last time out. Henderson, Howison, and the Eagles hit back again. Just the one try to their credit so far in this grand final. Here goes Henderson, McDonald. That's the 5th. Brown waiting for the ball, arm raised, signalled he was going to kick to the corner, puts the grabber kick in, and the chasers were there, led by Corey Hansen, but they'll get the ball back from the goal line dropout. It's hotting up.
Well, it's a clever kick from Brown, perfectly weighted, and Hansen putting pressure on Worthington, who doesn't take any chance and just bats that ball dead. And this is where Sheffield need to build that pressure that we always talk about. They need to keep attacking Featherstone's line and trying to pull some of the bigger men out of position. And that man, Quentin Lalu Tonga guy, he can be such an inspiration to his teammates.
Featherstone Rovers have beaten the Eagles twice since July and beaten them comfortably, 34-6 at home and 34-12 at Bramall Lane, and Menzieri having to sit this one out, and his side are struggling here again. The Eagles feeling pretty hard done by about that decision to suspend him for another reckless tackle, but the PNG player had only just come back from a previous suspension. He does have a bit of form. The Eagles were hoping for a bit of compassion from the disciplinary with a grand final at stake. None of that available. But they're on the attack now. It's with Sam Scott, and a penalty to Sheffield, just what they wanted.
More pressure on Featherstone's line, and Sheffield continually barraging Featherstone, seeing what they've got underneath the shirt. Can they stand fast?
Howison, bang in front of those posts. McDonald now. McDonald's pass finds Hurst. So Featherstone, having scored, might have conceded. Sostak is wrestling to get that ball down. He is held up on his back, says the referee.
It looked like a fish out of water trying to get that ball down then. Well, this is how you come onto a ball. Sostak, he comes on the short ball from McDonald, but good defence from Smeaton. He gets underneath the ball, prevents the try.
Howison trying to turn and spin there, but Featherstone clamping him up so he couldn't get the ball away. Sostak again, driving it towards the line. That's the 5th tackle. The Eagles need something from this. If not points, then another set of 6, but the kick is too strong. Mark Aston frustrated by that.
Well, QLT takes the ball to the line, just puts too much weight behind it, and Featherstone withstand that pressure.
Hold.
I talked about Johnny Wainhouse playing as the extra pivot for Featherstone. Quentin Lalu Tonga guy playing at fullback. Many teams use the fullback as that third pivot. Sheffield are doing it today.
Here is Saxton, Netherton, and now it's with Worthington.
3, move, go.
Saxton once again.
4,
dumped to the ground by Alex Sostak. Oh, he's felt that, and he's been in the wars, and touch judges on. Something's seen there.
Well, it's Northern that Saxton stays down.
Let me face them.
Not sure what they're coming for. Is that it? The knee in the chest from Mitch Stringer. We can see there's a good tackle from Sostak, and then does he just drop on him?
Okay, Mitch. Come here.
Well, it doesn't look good, does it? That doesn't look good from Mitch Stringer.
Come back here with your knees, mate. You can't do that. Let's keep your discipline and sort it out, yeah?
Right, he's going to let Mitch Stringer, the Scottish international, off with a stern talking to.
Well, he talks about the discipline, and you've got to make sure you can't give this sort of penalty away. I know that you say about taking care of some of the opposition and the players, but you can't do that.
Saxton has had a bang on the head in the first half. He's now had a blow to the chest. And Mitch Stringer has got to watch his P's and Q's in the remainder of this game. Still plenty of time to go. And a penalty against Tony Tonks. Stringer once more involved.
Well, that's the right call. Tony Tonks, he gets the ball, and he must have took exception to what he'd done to Saxton, and he just runs straight at him. He slaps him a couple of times, and Mitch Stringer, he does well not to react to this. He just slashes out a couple of times, and he gains a side of penalty.
Okay, let's go.
Here's Hurst now, and two balls on the pitch. The referee calls a halt.
And watch out for the next time Mitch Stringer gets the ball.
First.
Well, this time the Eagles go wide.
Second.
As far as Quentin Lalu Tonga guy. Bossed up with the tackle on him. Now to Missy Talapapa, and they really haven't been able to bring Missy Talapapa into the game. The referee will award the head and feed to Featherstone for the first knock on there.
And with mistakes like that, they won't be able to bring Missy Talapapa into the game. Well, Benker Kane over the top, and he just loses that ball. Sheffield making a mistake again in their own half, and Quentin Lalu Tonga guy, Missy Talapapa, just not having the field position. that they would like in this game, and they're looking for that broken defensive line, but it's just not there from Featherstone.
Here is Gratian now. The Featherstone Rovers players don't need to get dragged into a scrap in the second half here. They lead 24-4. They got that early second half try from Ian Hardman. Netherton, and that was clumsy. There was miscommunication. Hepworth went one way. Gratian wasn't anticipating that, I don't think.
Well, I think the money ball would have been to Johnny Hepworth, who saw a big open space in front of him. Kirk Netherton just didn't spot him until the last second.
Okay, Ian. Stay. Bring it back.
Referee saying let's have that scrum packed again.
Pack in. Stay.
And
out.
Brown finds Tim Bergin.
Move. Hold. Go.
His string errant loses his footing before anybody had a chance to get a hold of him. And now then, which way is the penalty going to go there? And they really are trying to wind up Mitch Stringer, and he has conceded the penalty this time.
Do you know what? It's criminal to give a penalty away when you've got the ball and you give it away. You're defending 20 metres from your line, and you come up with a player like this. We criticised him earlier for kneeling onto Tom Saxton, but there's the mistake. They lose that ball. It must be play on.
No, it's not space.
Conditions getting tricky here. It is very wet, and Sam Scott's lost that one, and Featherstone Rovers have got it back.
Well, we're having a knock-on-a-thon. Hepworth loses the ball in that collision, and then Sheffield return the favour and give the ball back. Maybe it's sportsmanship, Bill.
First. Move. Hold. Wait.
Sam Scott can't control the ball. This ball very greasy now.
Tonks out the back door. Hepworth picks it up on the bounce. Sostak with the tackle. And then Finn. Here's Kane, and Kane, the pass was on out wide as well. And Darryl Powell knows a chance has gone begging there.
Well, Benker Kane catches this ball, he scores a try. They do everything right. You can see that Kane straightens up the play. He stops the Sheffield defence from sliding, and there's the reaction from Darryl Powell. He knows that is a missed opportunity.
Finn has picked up that ball and might even have slithered over Liam Finn, but the post was in his way, and Sheffield Eagles under pressure here now. Gratian, a catalogue of errors from both sides, the most recent of them from the Eagles after they've got the ball back. Hardman looking for a second.
Move. Wait. Go.
Netherton. The pass dips in front of Kane, but he takes it. He just lost that one.
Knock on.
Well, he did all the hard work when he caught the ball down near his ankles. And whilst trying to fake and tell lies with the ball on that drop-off, he just loses possession. It must be like a bar of soap now.
That'll settle things down. Time up.
Really is hammering it down now. The late Indian summer has well and truly gone in the northwest, at least. The conditions becoming harder by the moment for the players here. I think on Wednesday, on Friday evening when we were here, Stringer, Howison it is in fact, who loses the ball. It's Friday evening here for the Warrington Leeds game. It was scorching hot, dry. Here it's monsoon now.
Well, you know, don't you, when you go into contact, you must control the ball and get a tight grasp of it. You know that both teams are making a mistake, so this is the time when you must concentrate.
Here's Matty Dale.
Move. Hold.
Playing against Sheffield in July, dislocated 2 fingers. Matty Dale was out for a while. Fully fit again now. Netherton.
Move. Hold.
Clinging onto that ball on the Sheffield Eagles 10-metre line, and Hurst and Netherton going at it in back play after the ball has gone.
It's on Netherton and Hurst. Well, Hurst and Netherton not holding back. Netherton took exception and threw the first punch. Tonks comes in as well. Who's going to argue with the big fella?
This is descending into an absolute disgrace now, because there are rival scraps going on all over the place. Players looking for more, and it still hasn't settled down. And they don't need this. This game was marred last season by trouble off the field. The last thing we need is trouble on it.
Well, this only suits one team, and that's Sheffield. As long as they can keep it, scruff it and scrap it, then Featherstone aren't going to be scoring points against them.
And it's still on. One or two players still eyeballing each other. Missy Talapapa, who is known for his short fuse, involved.
You can see it was Netherton and it was Hurst. They were trading punches. Then Tonks is coming. Tim Bergen, the wingers, the centres, everybody's into this. It was all on, and it is about making sure that you control your emotions. All right, let's have some fisticuffs now. Worthington's in. Tonks comes over the top. He throws one, he misses. Oof, it's a good job he missed Hurst with that right hand.
Especially as Hurst was being held back by an opposition player.
Well, this is how it started, Bill. They're the first couple of punches. Everybody comes flying in.
It could be the ultimate price being paid by perhaps Netherton and Hurst. And there might be one or two others who get 10 minutes.
Kirk Netherton!
Now then, the referee Thomason has called out Kirk Netherton by the sound of things, and the former Hull Kingston Rovers man.
Oh, listen,
might well be seeing red here.
Listen to me, let me talk to you. First offence is from you. You've come in with a punch, so go take 10 minutes.
He's off. 10 minutes for Kirk Netherton. Well, is that a cop-out?
I've got it.
I think that's the right decision. I just let the tempers just calm down.
I don't think they're going to calm down.
You're going to take 10 minutes as well.
Hurst will join him. Is that it? Howison, the Eagles captain, has been called out.
Nearly always in this situation, it's the third man in who gets in trouble.
Okay.
Tonks is coming across. He's been making himself scarce.
Tony, we've got two blokes fighting, mate. I don't need you to come in. This is what's causing the situation. Let's go away. The penalty against you.
The penalty will go against Featherstone Rovers. Hurst reacted, Netherton overreacted.
Do you know, I'm not sure that Kirk Netherton throws the first punch. I don't think there's too many of them.
Do you know what? Do you know what I like now? The 10 metres from their line, and someone's got to carry the ball forward. This will sort the men out from the boys. Who's going to put their hand up and come rampaging onto this ball?
Discipline! No penalties!
Who is it going to be?
Howitson.
It's Jack Howison.
Isn't it a great job being a prop forward? A big brawl's happening, and who's the person who's asked to take the ball forward? A prop. Could have been winger in.
Peter Green then, second man in.
Hold, wait, go.
And then young Sam Scott, and this is an education for the Sheffield University student, the Sheffield Hallam University student. Green. And Green. Now then, the thing's going to calm down.
Go.
Hurst and Netherton in the bin. Featherstone ahead, 24-4. Here's McDonald on the last, puts the kick in, and Hardman will watch that one trundle over the dead ball line. They'll tap it on the 20. There's a Featherstone Rovers player down in back play. There is Kirk Netherton cooling off.
I think it's Johnny Hepworth that's down for Featherstone. That will be a big blow.
Go ahead, Andrea.
He's had a brilliant game and been at the heart of it. Everything good for the Featherstone Rovers.
Settle the lad down. Let's get back to playing rugby.
And everybody just catching the breath after that brawl.
No, settle your lads back down. Let's get playing rugby.
And as I say, I think the only team that will be suited towards that style of play will be Sheffield, keeping it messy. Carl Chapman gives the thumbs up. Johnny Hepworth is fine, just taking a breather.
Penalty against you, mate.
While Hepworth's being treated, referee Matt Thomason is just having another word with the players. He's just had a word with Stuart Dickens about keeping discipline. You really don't want to spoil what is supposed to be the showpiece occasion of the season with a player in getting the red card.
Well, after that brawl, it's totally gone now. It's normally the first or second carry. If something's going to happen, the team will probably boil over from the fight. But they're back into the game, and 10 minutes was the right decision.
Here is Dickens. Penalty. Not square against the Eagles defenders.
Well, they just can't control the play of the ball. They can't get set. Featherstone now, with John Gresham starting to win those collisions.
Here is Gresham. Struggling to his feet to play the ball. Dickens now. Dickens only knows one way, and that is straight up the middle of the field. And here's Matty Dale now. Dale, about 10 metres out as he plays the ball. Finn, little step, and then Hardman gets ball and defenders at the same time. Big hit it was from Ryan Hepworth. Matty Dale now. That's the fifth, and Hardman limping back into the line as Finn has possession. And then little kick, nice little kick. It's going to sit up for Cockayne, and Cockayne a stroll in for the former Hull Kingston Rovers winger. Rovers fans, among the Rovers fans here, Hull KR fans with the Featherstone Rovers fans, to salute another try from Ben Cockayne, who has now got tries in each of the last 8 games for his new club.
But there's nothing wrong with the quality of the kick from Liam Finn. But I question whether the players from Featherstone were onside. Got there quick. And Ben Cockayne gets the try for Featherstone. Matt Thomason was confident enough to go straight away. Touch judge gave the nod. Vinnie Finnegan was in the middle of nowhere. And Ben Cockayne knows that his Featherstone side, reaching 30 points or about to reach 30 points if this kick goes over, surely have this game confident.
Ben Cockayne was man of the match when Hull Kingston Rovers beat Widnes in the 2006 National League One Grand Final to win promotion, and now he's a try scorer in what looks like being a Featherstone Rovers Grand Final triumph. No promotion for Rovers, but an important milestone for them in the era of box ticking, as Finn from the sidelines lands that one. 100% goal-kicking performance from Liam Finn. It is 30 points now for Featherstone Rovers, a measly 4 for the Sheffield Eagles, both sides down to 12.
Do you know, what about this kick from Finn? To perfection. It comes off the side of his boot, and it looks like a miss kick, but that is not a miss kick. He sets that up for Ben Cockayne to score the try. Tremendous effort. Well, they go for a short kick-off, and it goes into John Gresham's hands. Well, 30 metres from the line, they're ramping up, coming forward now. They need some more sting, Sheffield.
Here is Finn. Maybe looking for a 40-20. It's certainly a good kick. It might have the legs. Finnegan just gets back there, loses his legs, and comes back in field, but is quickly hounded down by really enthusiastic Rovers chasers.
That's unbelievable. That was the second tackle, and he's kicked the ball up the other end of the park. And look at Sheffield now, they really are struggling. They're 5 metres from the line. Featherstone really do have a feel for this game. 23 minutes to go.
Well, extra time agony for Featherstone Rovers last season. It doesn't look like happening this year for them. Looks as though it could be a much calmer, less nail-biting experience. Here is Saxton. And Saxton, a good run from him. He's been in the wars, but he's come back again. He's got support from Hepworth. Hepworth, at the step from Hepworth, gets away from Johnny Woodcock, and he'll get another try. In comes Finnegan to try and deny him, but you cannot stop this Featherstone Rovers side now. And Johnny Hepworth, back from his days in rugby union, and Featherstone Rovers getting the best out of him. Former Leinster, Leeds Tykes and Rotherham man, in the 15-a-side code, getting his hands on the ball and getting the tries.
Well, we talked before the match about the kick return of Tommy Saxton. A very intelligent pickup, and he's only really looking for one thing, and that's a bit of laziness from one of the Sheffield defenders. As he approaches this ball, he picks it up, he's quickly assessing what he's got to work with. Comes over where he's isolated one defender. Tinbergen can't do one, he can't get the player he's going to pass to, or Tommy Saxton himself. And the former rugby union fly half, Johnny Hepworth, goes under the black dot for the Featherstone Rovers.
Pat on the head for Vinnie Finnegan. And Finn, this goes over, he's got 20 points in the game once again. He was the Championship Player of the Year last year, Liam Finn. He's ceded that title to Jamie Ellis this season, but he has been a champion player for Featherstone Rovers once again. 36 points to 4.
But when Tommy Saxton gets this ball, he looks up, and it was a very, very laboured chase from Sheffield. And you can just see at the last minute, he just tucks the ball from one arm, he puts it into two, he passes it to Johnny Hepburn, who shows fantastic footwork to step off his right foot and score that try. It's all going Featherstone's way in this second half.
Well, Featherstone heading for a third big win against the Eagles in succession, and probably the biggest of them. 34-6, 34-12 so far, just in the last few months, and the Eagles could be in for more pain. There's still 20 minutes of this game to go. Featherstone Rovers supporters already celebrating. They were a miserable bunch at the end of last season's grand final, but it's going to be some party back at the Big Fellow Stadium. That's where they're heading after this one.
That's a good kick from Andy Kane, out from dummy half. Many coaches will tell you that's the best type of kick, because all the Russian players from your team are onside, and the ball just drifts off the island.
Did he say Russian players?
I thought he said Russian players.
I didn't know there was a Russian player. There's a couple of lads that... Yeah, but he's not playing, is he?
He's the Russian coach. Rushing.
Henry Paul, yes. It's been a big week for Featherstone Rovers. They've bought a new stand this week, as you do. They've gone out and bought a new stand. They went to Scarborough, where
and there was a stand shop.
The stand shop. McCain Stadium is been redesigned, and they bought a stand.
Well, Messi Talapapa and the Sheffield Eagles getting 30 valuable metres, and you just feared for Featherstone until that point.
They bought a stand from the McCain Stadium. They bought some seats from Elland Road. They've kept the blue ones. They've sold the red ones on the internet. I don't know who's bought a whole load of red seats on the internet.
Somebody who wants a stand. Well, there you go. They've lost the ball, Sheffield, and Andrew Henderson.
Hang on a minute, red seats were sold separately. I wouldn't like to go to that person's house for a barbecue. Just sit down on them.
Well, they'll have a big garden if they built a stand in the back garden.
Mark Aston, well, his side has performed really heroically to get to this stage, when you think they are the first side from outside the top two to get to this grand final, coming from fourth. Convincing wins over Widnes, Halifax and Leigh, but was that game against Leigh last time out, was that maybe their grand final?
All year they have been absolutely tremendous, and some of the score lines that they put on some teams, and people looked at Sheffield a number of years ago and thought that they were going to go there and get 2 points, but not anymore. And Menzieri, you can't underestimate how big a loss he has been in this game.
And we see in this scrum the Featherstone hooker and the Sheffield hooker try and hook the ball.
Well, it's Henderson. You don't see that for many years, have you?
I know Mike Stevenson, Steve-O's here, he'll like that.
Meanwhile, Featherstone on the attack with Kane. Kane so instrumental in a lot of the good things that Featherstone Rovers have done and helped them get off to that flying start, which must have been crucial. And Eagles come up with a knock-on. Darryl Powell, no sympathy, real ties to the Sheffield club. Their first ever signing but he is putting them to the sword, or his side are putting them to the sword here.
Well, Missy Talapapa, that's his second handling error, and they've both come in the second half, and there's no worse position to give this Featherstone side than on your own try line.
Featherstone then head and feed, and the Featherstone fans already celebrating. Championes is the song on the terracing. Finished top of the table. Here is Gratian. Gratian tackled just a few metres away from the line. Ben Kay, and Kay trying to burrow his way over. He is held up, or has he rolled over and got it down? No, he hasn't, says the referee. Held up is the verdict. It's a shame, because Ben Kay is renowned for his try celebrations. He got a special award at the Rovers Awards night. So, well,
I think the referee Matt Thompson had already called held, and then Johnny Woodcock, he pulled away from the tackle.
Ben Kay got a special award for his try celebrations. Not to be.
Wait here, wait, go.
Hepworth, the rain still hammering down here. The Eagles fans sitting it out. It's disappointing second half for them. Kane ducks under one challenge. He deserves points on the board in his name, Andy Kane, but he's come up with the error there. But just going back to the early days of Sheffield Eagles and talking to Darryl Powell and Mark Aston about that and how they used to go out in the schools, and it really was sort of missionary work because nobody knew about rugby league, and they said they went to a school in one part of Sheffield and we're talking about rugby league, and one young lad came out, put his hand up and said, I'm not interested in rugby league, I'm going to be a boxer, I'm going to be a world champion. He is now. It was Prince Nazim
Ahmed. Well, there you go. And a lot of work been done in Sheffield, and of course Gary Hetherington, the chief exec at Leeds Rhinos, was chief exec and owner at one point of the Eagles, and this club has done marvellous to get here today, and although the scoreline is heavily against them, the feats that they had to get through to get here is worth acknowledging.
And they're still battling really to get recognition in Sheffield and to get acceptance for rugby league, but they're getting there. They've got players in this side like Sam Scott, who's in there, young Corey Hansen in the centres, who've come through the ranks at Sheffield, learn their rugby league in Sheffield.
Well, they just want to finish the match strong, don't they? If you look at the scoreboard as it is, 36 points to 4, you think they'd have been absolutely smashed. There's Featherstone on the break again.
It's with Smeaton.
Third.
But you can't take it away from Featherstone Rovers. They have been the top side, not just this season. They finished top last season and lost it at the death against Halifax, who were the champions. But in terms of winning games, Featherstone Rovers have outperformed all others in the last couple of years.
They have been very clinical as well as being very disciplined, but if you look at some of the senior players, like Stuart Dickens, he really has set the standards in that team.
Finn has knocked that ball on. The referee will bring him back, head and feed to the Eagles.
Well, you never normally see that. Liam Finn just looking to get the tackle away on the last play. He had a little look up where he wanted to place that kick. Unfortunately, he couldn't control the ball. Here's Sheffield now, 32 metres from the line. Can they finish strong? And here's a penalty. John Gratian, he holds onto the leg. Is it Peter Green? You can see here he spins him around. He has all of me, has a little twist. That's what the penalty's for. Quick tap from Sheffield.
Hold, go.
Is there some points in the game for the Eagles late on here? No, because they've knocked on. The conditions really are degenerating now into very, very tricky, muddy gloop.
And you're seeing players making uncharacteristic mistakes. But if Featherstone go on to win this game, which I'm sure they will with a scoreline as it is, it then allows them to tick the box and apply for a Super League application in 3 years' time. And wouldn't it be great to see Featherstone Rovers in Super League?
One, move, hold, go.
Featherstone Rovers then have the ball back.
Two,
and
move,
it's with
go.
Matty Dale, who plays the ball, and It's a 40-20 attempt. Doesn't quite have the legs. The pitch getting very slow and sticky, and difficult for the players. And another knock on there.
Well, that's exactly what they're after. They know that it's slippy conditions, and on the second tackle, Liam Finn chooses to kick this ball, and it's Vinnie Finnegan who's taking the ball away. And it's the shot from one of the Featherstone players, and that's what it means to Liam Finn.
You just bring it right round. Sending him.
Dejection and disappointment for the Sheffield Eagles. The party starting for Featherstone Rovers. Really progressive little club. They may have the flat cap image. The supporters like to wear the flat caps, but it's quite a forward-looking club. And here's Stuart Dickens now, and Dickens a forward-looking forward if ever there was one.
He only plays direct. That's the only way Dickens will play.
Kane again slipping, desperate to get his name on the score sheet. Andy Kane.
Well, they were coming off them little steps in the first half.
Here's Dickens. Ball has come loose, and Johnny Woodcock picks it up. And Johnny Woodcock, it's good to see him back in action. The Rotherham school teacher, Brinsworth Comprehensive. He's a PE teacher there, and he's gone through the agonies to get back into the game. Major knee surgery he's gone through, just getting fit in time for this, and with Menzieri suspended, Woodcock was brought back into the side. Now then, here's Hurst back on the field after that set two with Kirk Netherton and the time in the sin bin. Peter Green. Howison pats it backwards, and Quentin Lalu Tongagai picks it up. Sostak now. Hugh. Missy Talapapa had come back in field. Hull Kingston Rovers will have Missy Talapapa on their books next season. Here goes Woodcock. Into the last 10 minutes here as the Eagles try and redeem themselves. Brown, crossfield kick. Quentin Lalu Tongagai chasing it, but Ben Cockayne gets it.
That's a good take at this point in the game. Just less than 9 minutes left to have the focus and concentration with his back to the try line to catch that ball. Ben Cockayne showing all the quality. It was a good kick from Simon Bank, back against the grain for Lalu Tongagai. They've got to try things. Good footwork again from Johnny Hepworth. There's Ben Cockayne. All the experience in the world in that fella.
5. Move, Alex!
Penalty goes Featherstone Rovers' way.
Well, Matt Thomason saying that Sostak gives the penalty away. He tries to get round the front because he was caught out of position at the play of the ball. And Darryl Powell, although he doesn't look excited, I'm sure he will be.
He was named the Championship Coach of the Year for the second year in succession last week. The first to do that since Steve McCormack with Whitehaven in 2004 and 2005. So a good week for him. Tony Tonks. Finn. Deceptive player, Liam Finn. He doesn't have a great burst of pace, but he glides as that pass from Hepworth is spilled by Gratian.
He's a very, very intelligent player, Liam Finn. He knows when to up the tempo of the game and close the game down. The ball from Hepworth, he tried to get the defenders going sideways and bring back big Johnny Gratian. Unfortunately, Johnny Gratian lost the ball. Trying to hit behind the ruck area.
It's a long way to come to see the Eagles getting beaten, which is what's happened for Brendan Lindsay. Sadly for him, but he'll be proud nevertheless to see this Sheffield Eagles side reach a grand final as the Eagles are awarded a penalty. Ben Cockayne putting his case.
Well, Hull KR trying to tap this ball quick. And it's Quentin Lalu Tongagai who earns his side a penalty.
So the Eagles, well, they're enjoying a bit of possession towards the end of the game here. Oh, Cocaine on Missy Talapapa.
They've been having a right ding-dong all game, them two.
Well, I think they did when they met on Sky just after Ben Cocaine had moved to Featherstone.
Ben Cocaine's a whole-hearted player, but bless him, he's not good at making friends.
That's a good description. 5 metres out, the Eagles. Been a miserable second half for them as Stringer gets the pass away, was looking to Sostak.
Knock on first, guys.
Wouldn't connect. And another knock on. Shake of the head from Alex Sostak.
Well, again, seems to be the Sheffield player hitting the wrong hole. He just needed to be short. And Sostak, he takes that. It was a certain try. But they're not giving up. Big Mitch Stringer trying to lead the way. Mark Aston knows this game's gone, but he'd still like to try to finish it off.
Let's go. Out.
Here is Ben Cocaine. So problems at times in his season, and that meant an end to his Hull Kingston Rovers career. But he has been a wholehearted performer since joining Featherstone Rovers, and again there's a contingent of Hull KR supporters here today to watch Daryl Powell's side in action, to watch their former winger playing.
Move, Jack! Go.
Here is Finn now, and Finn lost that one. Well taken by Finnegan. That really was a good take, because ball slippery, coming out of a rainy sky.
It's amazing, isn't it? 5 minutes to go, and they're still as ferocious as in the first couple of minutes. Featherstone, they're committing numbers to the tackle. They're working very, very hard, trying to turn their opponents onto the back. And that's what's made them such a good side.
The ball went forward, says Matt Thomason. Sheffield Eagles players like Sam Scott, hands on hips.
It's the 1-2 Sam Scott where he had to reach forward. The referee judges that as a forward pass.
4 minutes.
So Featherstone Rovers, well, what a difference a year makes. Extra time, Ben Black's boot, heartbreak last year in this championship grand final. But really, they've been in control all the way in this one. They led 12-0. Thereafter, the Eagles probably had their best spell of the game. When they came back, they got a try on the board, cut it to 12-4. Try just before half-time, probably then shaded the game Featherstone Rovers' way, and they've never looked back.
Well, Featherstone Rovers, you only have to look at that passage of play. They get the ball from the scrum, boot it as hard as they can, kick it into the pockets, and challenge Sheffield to come out, and they've struggled all day.
It was also the try straight after half-time in the opening 3 minutes. And that's what blew Sheffield away. Well, again, they're finishing strong, Sheffield. They've earned themselves another penalty.
Can they improve on their 4-point scoreline? In the last few minutes here, at the end of the championship season.
Well, any neutral who's watching this game will want them to score a try, because of the efforts they put in all year, and then getting to a final and losing in such a manner, it's not the best place to be.
Here is Woodcock.
He's been good, Epworth, all day, with and without the ball.
Move, onside!
Many plays in the Featherstone shirt. Tim Spears, even though he got the opening try, his work rate and effort in defence has been phenomenal.
And that sums up the second half for the Sheffield Eagles. The ball going to ground. Shake of the heads from Mitchell Stringer.
It's too hard to catch a ball close to contact like that when the ball is that greasy and that slippy.
Okay, let's pack in.
And Featherstone Rovers, the side that finished at the top of the table in the championship, are now going to go home with the trophy here at the Hallowell Jones Stadium, having missed out last season. No doubt about that. Now then, Tom Saxton, it's his birthday tomorrow. Can he celebrate with a try? Go on, Tom, you're 28 tomorrow. Birthday present on the way. Happy birthday, Tom Saxton. That rounds it off for Featherstone Rovers. And he's deserved that. He has taken some bangs today. One or two of them not exactly legitimate. He's come back and he's got the energy right at the end to go the length of the field. Raise your flat caps to Tom Saxton. It has been Featherstone Rovers Day. And Saxton, a Challenge Cup winner with Hull in 2005, can now celebrate a grand final victory.
He has been a marked man, Tom Saxton, right the way through this game. But he's still a youngster at heart. And every time he gets the ball, he does trouble the opposition. It was a sloppy pass. Just watch him here, though. In and away. Berger loses his footwork. And then it's a foot race. Jack Howison, the prop forward, not giving up. And Johnny Woodcock coming from the other side of the park, along with Vinnie Finnegan. But they weren't going to stop the birthday boy from scoring this try. Look at the determination in him. There's only going to be one winner here, and this is Tom Saxton. He goes in now for what must surely be the final try of this final.
I wonder what he was saying as he was running. Whether he was singing happy birthday or...
Just let that line come soon.
I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it.
Now then, Liam Finn, who has had an immaculate afternoon with the boot, 6 from 6. This, probably the trickiest of them all. If he can land this, then it really will be some performance from him. 2 tries, and is it 7 goals? It's just across the face of the posts. Boos from the Featherstone Rovers fans, 40 points to 4. The scoreline here, as emphatic as you could probably hope to get in a grand final. Into the last minute here, and as they have been virtually all the way through this second half, the Rovers supporters celebrating. And Daryl Powell, well, he never gives very much away during a game. Always, he knows the camera's on him, he always keeps his composure, but the hint of a smile there.
I've said it before, Bill, I'll say it again, he is the best player outside Super League. And you wonder, outside the Championship, not in Super League. And I think that Daryl Powell should surely be given the chance and opportunity to coach at a higher level.
Yep, that's for another day, but a lot of people would concur with that, especially those in Featherstone who are celebrating. They are champions of the Cooperative Championship in 2011. Last season they went through the agonies here. This season there has been no doubt about their superiority against a Sheffield Eagles side who have performed heroically to get this far, but on the day were never able to match their opponents. And with Liam Finn leading the way with 2 tries and 6 goals, well, Featherstone were hard to match. And Liam Finn, as he has been on several occasions this season, has got the judges' vote as man of a memorable match for Featherstone Rovers. Liam Finn is with Rod Studd now.
Well done, Liam, man of the match. That's the Tom Bergin trophy that goes with it. There's some very famous names on there, including your coach, Daryl Powell. Mind you, that was in 1992. Now look, I mean, last year, agonising. This year, the ecstasy, what a difference 12 months makes.
Oh yeah, massive difference. Last year, the cracking final, one for the people to watch, but we came out on the wrong end of it. This year, probably one of the worst finals ever put on show, but we don't care.
No, to be fair, Liam, the conditions didn't help anybody, did it? But you played them better than them, didn't you?
Probably slightly, yeah. Not that well, but just obviously did enough. But yeah, like you say, bad conditions and did enough, yeah.
Talking to some of the lads during the season, some of them have said you've put last year to bed, didn't want to mention it, but tell us truthfully, did you use it this week to say, look, we don't want to go through what we went through against Halifax?
No, I can honestly say it never got mentioned. It got mentioned in my head, but it never got mentioned to the boys. It's a totally different season, some new faces, and we just put that one to bed last year. It don't make up for it, but it's good to win it.
Well done, enjoy it tonight, Liam. Thank you very much indeed. Here he is, Daryl Powell, just saying you won that man of the match with that trophy in 1992. It's only 19 years ago. Now look, I mean, you've had it tough here last year. You were the best team in the competition last year. You've been the best team this year, but you've had to prove it on the big stage. You put that ghost to rest today, I think, Daryl, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was a difficult game in difficult conditions and a lot of errors in there. We like to play football, but we had to try and rein it in, and I thought we did that pretty well in the second half for the most part. And you know, we've worked so hard across the year. When you've had a bit of a knock like we did last year on the biggest stage, it's great under any circumstances to come up with a win, and I thought our defence was fantastic today, so really pleased for the players. They've worked exceptionally hard this year.
This is a progressive club. Where do you think you can go in the next 3, 5, 7 years or so?
Oh, well, we've got to work hard to be as good as we can at this level. That's the first thing we've got to do. We've got to be as dominant as we can. There's some tough battles to be had next year, but we're looking for consistency, and then you never know. You know, the club's getting stronger in all departments. The ground's got to change. We've got youth development, some great young players. The club's outstanding, so we just got to keep working hard to put ourselves in a spot where we can be the best club that we possibly can be. And days like today only enhance that.
You've been the best club today. You've been the best club this season. Well done, Daryl. Go and collect the trophy with the players.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, mate.
Daryl Powell, without doubt, he is the best coach outside of the Super League. He's proved that over the past 2 years. A wonderful day for him. Congratulations to him and the Featherstone Rovers. Rod Studd asking the questions there, and can I just say before we see the trophy presentation, a very well done, and congratulations to Bill, Barry, Terry, Rod and all the team who have brought you the championship live on Sky Sports this year in 2011. A fantastic job, very well done, as it has been over the past 5 years as well. Many congratulations to all involved. But the Featherstone Rovers team, led by the man of the match, Liam Finn, will go up and collect this Championship Grand Final trophy. The end of the Championship season. They put all the heartbreak of last year behind them, and they will enjoy this moment for a day or 3, I am sure. And interesting, as Liam Finn heads up the steps, Terry, he mentioned in the interview with Rod that they didn't use last year as motivation for this. I don't think you believe him, do you?
No, not really. I don't think you need to say and talk about last year's defeat. I'm sure at the beginning of the year it was all part of we want to get there and we want to put it right and we want to just go on to that next stage. And all the hard work that they've done, and they didn't need to say anything in the build-up to this game because deep down all the players knew that last year the game went away from them. And as I said in commentary, over the last 2 years they have been the best side. Defensively and offensively, they are very, very good. They've got match winners all over the park. And if you want a physical battle when you play against Featherstone, they'll match you in that area as well. And the forwards always lay the platform. And good on Tony Tonks going to Huddersfield next year, is what Bill said, and test himself with the big boys in Super League.
Absolutely. That was Patrick Grange, by the way, board director of the cooperative group. There he is, handing out the gold medals to the Featherstone Rovers players who have won the Cooperative Championship Grand Final. And that trophy that's just in front of Johnny Gratian there means so much to everyone in the championship. There it is. It means that they are the champions of 2011. And the coach will pick up a very well-deserved gold medal as well. But they have been waiting for Stuart Dickens, their captain, to get up there. He gets his medal from Patrick Grange. He gets the trophy from Patrick Grange. And in 2011, they are the champions of the championship. These people, the flat cappers, will believe, Barry, this is 12 months in the making because they were heartbroken in this match last year.
Well, Featherstone as an area is steeped in history and heritage in Rugby League, and it's part of the Golden Triangle. Wakefield, Castleford and Featherstone, and they produce more Rugby League players than most areas. And I think that Stuart Dickens, in handing that trophy, and I made a mistake, I said that the winners would be allowed to apply for Super League. Well, Sheffield, by virtue of getting to the grand final, they can apply as well. So we'd love to see those two teams put their hats in the ring. And again, Sheffield and Featherstone in Super League, it would be glorious.
Well, we mentioned it to the chief executive and the chairman of the clubs on Boots and All on Wednesday. Sheffield know they've got a lot of work to do in putting bums on seats. Featherstone, I asked whether there is room for Featherstone, Terry, in Super League with Castleford and Wakefield on their doorstep. And the resounding answer from the CEO at Featherstone was absolutely.
Of course there is. If they can keep producing their own players and they perform in the Championship, led by Darryl Powell and a lot of the players that they have, why shouldn't they be in Super League? Just because they've got neighbouring sides around them. It's up to the other sides around them to be better than Featherstone as well. And they've got the fans, they turn out in the numbers to support them. And this is why you play rugby league. The reason why every youngster starts playing the game is because they enjoy it. And then when they go onto the big stage, you enjoy it because you want to be a part of a winning side. And days like this, you will always remember, as will that youngster there. I remember coming to the final at Warrington and watching his side lift up the Championship trophy.
And that is another reason, of course, why they're shipping in those stands from Scarborough. And they're going to be new stands. There's the chairman, Mark, as well, of the Featherstone Rovers Club. Great day for him. Great day for everyone concerned. Feel sorry for Mark Aston and Sheffield. They've had a fabulous season. They don't really deserve to be on the end of a 40 points to 4 scoreline.
No, but it was a wonderful journey for them to get here, and to beat Widnes, Halifax and Leigh to get through to the final was a huge effort. But Featherstone, as a club, working really hard at all levels, and maybe I'm doing Darryl Powell a disservice by saying he should be given a chance. Maybe he will get the chance with Featherstone, having built them from the foundations and taken them all the way through. I think that without changing his accent, Darryl Powell isn't going to get to coach at top level, but we need to give British coaches more of an opportunity.
Well, we had that debate on Boots and All on Wednesday as well. At the moment, there is no career pathway for young British coaches. But Darryl Powell, you've hit the nail on the head, the two of you in commentary. The best outside the Super League.
Of course he is.
With a Union Jack on his chest.
He's been absolutely outstanding. He was like that when he played, wasn't he? Whenever he played against the Aussies and the Kiwis, and he was from Sheffield, never normally was some of the players out the lower sides getting into the Great Britain side. Darryl Powell was always one of those players who was always there because of what he brought to the side. He was tough, he was uncompromising, he always led from the front, as we say, and he was a winner. And he's translated that along to his players now, the Featherstone players, and they are there. They've won today.
Well, as I said earlier, thanks to Barry and Terry and Bill for a fantastic year of Championship action. And we get to the crescendo of the year on Saturday night. What a climax. The grand final, 5 o'clock, HD1. Saints against Leeds. It's on HD1. It's also in stunning 3D for the very first time live here on Sky. There we are then. That's the end of the Championship season. Well done to the boys and well done to Featherstone Rovers. They go home tonight 12 months late as champions. Congratulations to them all. Bye-bye.
1, 2, 3.
Danny Lawson gets the first try for the Keighley Cougars.
I don't care for the sunshine.
That's great work. And Kerskov is in for Keighley. James Norrington with the try that surely now will give Keighley victory in the Championship 1 Grand Final.
Dress me down when you call me up, so don't call me a lie. You won't let my baby's love come down like...
First try of the game will go to Tim Spears. Back-to-back tries for the Featherstone Rovers. And Hartman will get the try.
Watch all 5 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online with Sky Go.